Hello, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're continuing with Ibn Taymiyya as we focus on his epistemology. Epistemology is, if you don't know, a branch of philosophy that delves into the nature of knowledge, what it is, its types, justifications, truth, and evidence. For this video, my main source will be this article by Jamie B. Turner titled Ibn Taymiyya's Common Sense Philosophy. I'll link it below for you to read for more information. The article compares the epistemology of Thomas Reid and Plantinga with Ibn Taymiyya, but for this video we'll focus on the latter. Ibn Taymiyya's epistemology is based on sense perception, reason, report and revelation, i.e. the Quran and Sunnah, and testimony or tawatur, which is mass consensus, with sense perception being the most straightforward as it provides immediate sense of particulars, while reason works with abstraction and inference. However, the centerpiece of Ibn Taymiyya's epistemology is the concept of the fitra. The fitra can be described as the natural disposition given to mankind, created by God to recognize Him along with other a priori truths. Without the fitra, neither speculative reasoning would be possible nor demonstration, discourse, or language. Ibn Taymiyya allows that certain beliefs be sufficient for knowledge independent of inference, with fitra as the God-given apparatus to do so. Ibn Taymiyya argues that the strongest proof of God's existence is not found in philosophical syllogisms, but in the natural signs recognized by the fitra. While logical arguments may demonstrate a necessary being, the fitra leads the one to recognize God's particular attributes through intuitive awareness. Ibn Taymiyya states, quote, "The created beings that indicate the Creator are concomitant with their Creator. It is not possible that they exist without Him, just as He cannot exist without His knowledge, power, will, wisdom, and mercy." He also says, quote, "It is known by the fitra, which God created His servants upon, and by the purity of reason, that what is temporally originated cannot come into being without an originator. Although this knowledge can be supported by reasoning, it is ultimately intuitive in nature, embedded in the fitra from the outset. Reason simply makes explicit what the fitra already contains in potential. According to Professor John Hoover, the fitra is the religion of Islam, but in potentiality rather than actuality. Basically, God provides both the signs and the natural faculty to recognize them. And because the fitra can be corrupted by social or psychological influences, some individuals may require rational syllogisms and argumentations to restore what has been corrupted. Ibn Taymiyya acknowledges this, quote, "The establishment and recognition of the Creator is innate and necessary in the souls of all people, even though some people have corrupted their nature such that they need inference to achieve this knowledge." The Quran acts as the external prompt for the fitra, drawing it to the recognition of divine truths. Through a reflection on the Quranic verses and signs in creation, the fitra is awakened and directed towards its proper function, worship and love of God. Unlike speculative theology, which stops at abstract affirmation, the Quran engages the full human being, mind, body, and spirits. Ibn Taymiyya says, quote, "The distinction between the Quranic and Kalam theological methods is indeed that God commands worship of Him. The Quran relates knowledge of Him and service to Him." Ibn Taymiyya's epistemology is externalist in nature. Foundational beliefs do not require conscious justification, rather they are the product of functioning cognitive faculties grounded in the fitra. As Karl Shrif El-Tugbi notes, quote, "The proper functioning of all our epistemic faculties is predicated in all cases on the health and proper functioning of the fitra." End quote. These beliefs include knowledge of the self, the external world, causality, morality, and God. Unlike classical foundationalism, which restricts foundational beliefs to self-evident truths, Ibn Taymiyya offers a broader and more moderate anti-classical foundationalism. He affirms that knowledge must ultimately trace back to the fitri necessary premises, avoiding both infinite regress and circularity. He says, quote, "The proof of which leads to knowledge through discursive reasoning must go back to premises known necessarily from the fitra. For all knowledge that is not known necessarily must go back to necessary knowledge. For if rationally inferred premises are always established by other rationally inferred premises, it will lead to circularity or an infinite regress." Now I'm just going to post two quotes from the article and they'll benefit your understanding of Ibn Taymiyya and pretty much summarizes the main points of this video. And that brings us to the end of this video, and hopefully that made sense to you. And if not, please leave a comment below if you have any questions. And don't forget to like and subscribe as always.